So Exela Technologies may have had a down day on Wednesday, but it looks like the shorts are ready to get a little squeeze come Thursday.
Send it to the frickin' moon, idiot.
Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So Exela Technologies shed 26 cents on Wednesday, which wasn't totally surprising because the broader market was down, and Exela, being the company it is, was likely to be affected by whatever downward market movements we see. However, just because the stock lost 26 cents, there are some early signs that we might be in for a little bit of a pop come Thursday. So firstly, the stock jumped by 8 cents in the aftermarket, which is a suggestion that, there's a bit of positive momentum with the stock as the day closed. And further to that, if you look at the shorts data behind Exela Technologies right now, there is an average days to cover of 0.01 days. And you throw in the mix an 86% cost to borrow shorts, there is a lot of pressure on whatever shorts are remaining in the stock to cover. Now, in terms of shorts remaining, now the float that is shorted has actually dropped down to just over 1%. It was about 2.5% before. So there has been a bit of, a return of shorts in recent times. Now, if you consider that the Exela Technologies float only has about 15% of its free float that is traded regularly, i.e. not held by institutions, that means that 1 in 15 shares are actually held short at the moment, which equates to about 7%. So there's not much of Exela Technologies being traded, but what is being traded is actually quite volatile. When you consider only 7% of the tradable float is shorted, it's not actually a huge number, but there is pressure on whoever is remaining in these positions. So I would not be surprised if come Thursday we do see a bit of a pop in the stocks trade. Now, I've said it many times here before, even though I'm looking at these short-term metrics for the company, I'm more concerned with where things are going longer term. I was quite pleased to see that there is actually a bit of a positive momentum swinging for the business from an operational point of view. And that's hopefully going to flow through this year. They believe that Exela Technologies, the way the company operates, that when the economic times are challenging, more businesses look to outsource and optimize their services. And this is where their business processing automation model actually comes into its own. So there is a high likelihood that they may actually get more clients signed up in this period as companies look to find ways to cut costs or outsource some of their own departments, particularly for the areas that Exela Technologies services. And their services are quite highly regarded in the fields that they compete in, with you can tell by all the awards they win, and they're quite ambitious to try and win more awards in other categories. So it's operationally, they're not a bad company. They have good products that people want, and there is definitely a real need for them. Obviously, the big issue that we all know about is they just saddled with a ridiculous amount of debt, which has been kind of a legacy of what happened pre-company restructure, and the inability that the new model had of gaining meaningful profits in the first few years, and that is just kind of compounded with the interest bill on top, and that's why Exela is in the kind of weak financial position that they're in now. So obviously my play, and I've said it many times here before, is I'm still holding the stock, waiting for a bit of an event which is likely to come in August, that being the partial selling off of the XBP Europe division, which is valued at about $200 million. The plan is that a minority stake in that is going to be floated. Well, the whole thing will be floated, but Exela will maintain majority control. And the proceeds of the sales of these new shares is going to be used to pay down more debt, which will hopefully really alleviate the situation and actually allow it to stop being the company stop being crippled by the debt. And also there was plans to take part in a stock buyback. So if you consider how dramatic the stock price movements have been lately for Exela Technologies, imagine what happens when you throw in the mix a bit of a stock buyback of this magnitude. I think you could really see the thing explode. Doesn't necessarily mean the company's going to get better operationally, but that's kind of what we're looking for. So yeah, anyway, that's where we're at coming into Thursday. There's been no other real news from the company, but if there is and you see anything, mention it in the comments below. But otherwise, until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.